Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Brent here, strike7sports.com. And today, real quick, I just want to provide a post game recap of what went down yesterday between your Memphis Tigers and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Game was a rematch from what went down last season, where Memphis won at the Liberty Bowl, now called Simmons Bank Liberty Bowl Stadium, whatever it's called, Simmons Bank Stadium, Simmons Bank Field. They won by a score of 31-29. Mississippi State has had this game circled on their calendar for the last, 6 to 8 months, getting the revenge, won their revenge off of this game. And last night they did that. It just wasn't a good night for Memphis, man. It wasn't a good night at all. They lost by a score of 49-23. That was I believe, like a 2 hour weather delay. Game then got because of due to lightning in the area down in Stars Starsville, Mississippi, Davis Wade Stadium. There was lightning going in and out of the area, and they kept going onto the field to like warm up. And every time they try to warm up for the game, get ready, there would be some lightning come about, and they had to shut it back down. But they were finally able to get back onto the field like around 9-10, and I think it was like the first quarter, second down, I believe, and Mississippi State just got back right where they left off after the weather delay. Went in and scored a touchdown. It was just really bad. It's 35-3, I believe, at one point. But Memphis tried to fight back in the game, but it was just too late. All the momentum was on Mississippi State's side, and they won the game. And I've seen, the comments online on Twitter, Memphis Twitter, Facebook groups. It's just they're ready to fire Ryan Silverfield after just one game, man. And I would say just hold off on that for right now. Usually, in situations like this, scenarios like this, um, whenever, even if it's regardless if it's the NFL or the college football, but usually when a head coach has a new staff in place that are on defense, that such as like the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator, and you playing a team like Mississippi State, and you're like I say, like a group of five school, that tends to happen. What you saw last night. There's just nothing could be upset, man. There's just nothing. Memphis could not establish any type of rhythm, any type of momentum in this game. Guys were dropping passes all night. Joseph Skates, who I think is a really good wide receiver, speed from what I've seen, a lot of based on what I've saw, he need to get the ball in his hands a lot. Eddie Lewis had a few passes dropped. Brandon Thomas just couldn't get it going for the most part. But I did see some things some positives in this game, such as Javon Ducker, the transfer that ran for 1,200 yards rushing last season at Northern Illinois. He provided a touchdown in this game for Memphis. I'm just looking at the stats right now. I got them pulled up. St. Heineken threw for 165 yards, QBR of 30.9, 19 to 30 attempts, one touchdown pass. Will Rogers went for 450, 38 to 49 to five touchdowns, one pick. Javon Ducker ran for 5 carries, 63 yards, one touchdown. Brandon Thomas, 7 carries, 33 yards. Asa Martin, 3 carries, 20 yards. Receiving, Asa Martin had another big day. That's another weapon that Memphis needs to get involved in the game, in the passing game as well. Like he's a all-purpose back in my view. He had 5 catches for 58 yards. Eddie Lewis had 6 catches, 38 yards. Pre-sum, the tight end, pre-scoring, the tight end had 2 catches, 25 yards. Man, you just gotta get the ball in those guys' hands, man. And um, Jay Ivory just wasn't even on the stat sheet to me. There was some big expectations out of him for going into the season. He had like 1 catch, 2 catch for 1 yards. Man, he just wasn't available in this game. Um, but I say all that to say The season ain't lost yet, man. The season is not lost, man. You still got time to make up for this game. You still got time to get momentum on your side. Um, have a good year. Try to get into the AAC championship game against teams like a Houston or a rematch Houston or Cincinnati. Houston had a tough game yesterday against UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio. Um, Cincinnati, they've taken the L this year against Arkansas. That's pretty much gonna, in my opinion, once you took that loss against Arkansas, that's pretty much eliminates you from CFP contention. So I don't think Cincinnati is going to be that much of a factor this year. But as for Memphis, your next, I will say 4 to 5 games are against. Next week you got Navy, followed by Arkansas State, North Texas, Temple, and the big one against Houston. So I would say that Memphis needs to be at least 4-1 in those games, leading up to the game against Houston. Need to be 4-1, plain and simple, man. If not, man, it could be if they lose next week against Navy, um, people could give up on the season, in my opinion. If they lose next week against the Navy midshipmen, the game is on the road at Navy in Annapolis. And last year, Memphis did not win a road game at all last season. So it will behoove them to win that game because if not, all the chatter online, and the message boards and the Facebook groups on Twitter, even around the campus, even with among the boosters, are going to be about getting rid of his coaching staff. Um, you know, Justin Fuente, and you know, the prior head coach that went off to Florida State. They said the Mike Norvell. They said the standards for this program to compete at a high level. And people are frustrated, and there was just a lot of doubts leading up to the season. There's like a lot of publications picked Memphis to finish the season with like as a fifth or sixth place team in the AAC. And I'm kind of pushing back against that, and because I think this team has the talent on this roster to compete with a Houston, a SMU, a UCF, a Cincinnati, if possible. And I think they can get that done. But that's the type of results you see in games that are played on the first game of the year with offensive. We have a new offensive and defensive coordinator. There could be some growing pains, to put whatever you learn in practice during fall camp into play and against a live opponent, against an opponent that's in the caliber of a Mississippi State. Now, Mississippi State by some is expected by some to be a fifth or sixth, 7 to 8 place team in the SEC, seven best team in the SEC, or a bottom tier team in SEC West. Then they play in a crowded division, a tough division, and they have a tough schedule this year. So, um, and people are, kind of had expectations of Memphis beating them, and I don't think that was the case. I had Memphis losing this game by a score of 37-27. I felt like Memphis would have kept it close in the third quarter, but it would eventually lose. But Mississippi State just got off to a good start, man. Defense took away any type of rhythm that Memphis could establish in this game, and a lot of penalties committed by Memphis. I think 8 penalties. They couldn't really do nothing with the turnovers they had, and it's just unfortunate, man. But I think maybe they can get things going next week. Navy lost against Delaware on the road, 14-7. They play Memphis next week, and excuse me, in Annapolis. So we'll see how everything plays out with this team next season. Next not next season, next week. And they need to win this game. They need to win this game. It's early in the season, but they got to come out on top as a winner on against the Navy. It's a 2:30 Central Time kickoff on CBS Sports. So I'll be checking that game out as well as a few others. But it's not over yet, man. It's not over yet. It's football. It's an ebb and flow, and teams you face, good teams, the bad teams, week to week. One week your team could look really good against a certain opponent, and the next week they can have a letdown. It happens all the time. And they just got to go back to the drawing board and see what they done wrong. Maybe Navy. I don't think this is not the Navy team that we've seen in the past that ran at its peak, was pretty efficient at running the triple option. Um, but you never know. It's college football and things happen. We saw that yesterday with and some other games like Ohio State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame almost won that game. Utah against Florida. Utah went on the road in a hostile environment outside their time zone. Almost beat the Gators in Gainesville. So it can happen. Memphis just got to stay focused and be ready to play against UC against Navy. But you know, I don't think it's over yet, man. People just need to just simmer down, man. I know this. We live in a world of instant gratification right now. And people want to see things happen right away. They don't want to see nothing develop. No teams. They don't want to see a team develop and grow. They want to see a team go right out of the gate, start off undefeated, compete for championships straight off the bat. It doesn't work like that, man. And does Ryan Silverfield deserve some criticism for yesterday? I would say yes. You know, so some people just didn't like the hire in the beginning. But he convinced you know, the staff, that the leg department, the boosters that he is the right guy for the job, and we just got to give the guy a chance. But I will say this: in that first year replacing Mike Norvell, I thought he did pretty good. Went in three in a COVID year, given the situation that he was in. Playing dealing with a COVID outbreak, play two of your best players lead a team. Decide to sit out because of COVID concerns. You win 8 games. The following year, you kind of had a letdown. I was expecting big things. You go 6-6. You know, so we'll see how everything plays out, man. Hopefully they can get it turned around by next week against Navy, another road opponent. After that, they start their home stretch, a 4-game home stretch, I believe. You play Arkansas State, North Texas, Temple, and Houston at home. Hopefully, by the time you play Houston, you'll be 4-1. You need to be 4-1 by the time you host Houston. If not, it could be ugly. So we'll see everything plays out. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel. Do you think Memphis is in trouble early in the season, or do you think it's just the Memphis playing a really good football team in Mississippi State? Also, check out strike7sports.com/Memphis Tigers for the latest content on the Memphis Tigers football and men's basketball program. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.